Hello everybody, this is Effect on the Obsidian Ocean, and this is going to be my beginner gunning guide. So if you, let's say you are respected or higher, this is probably not going to be for you. But if you're new to the puzzle, this is going to be for you. So I'm going to first start off with the controls. The way most people tend to do it is they can click and drag to place an arrow, and then the other way is going to be you can use W, A, S, and B to rotate the arrow and then click to place it. I've had a lot of people ask me which way is better than another way, and to be honest, it's personal preference. I believe the keyboard, WASD, to be faster, but to each of their own. There's plenty of #1 gunners that use only the mouse to click and drag, and it works for them. So moving on, the loading order. I have kept it in the way to do it, so you are going to load in each cannon the powder, then the wad, and then the cannonball. If for any reason you do not get it in this order, you can use a water bucket to clean out the cannon. So if anything is reversed, it's not one of each piece, it has to be in this order. Powder has to go first, then followed by wad, followed by cannonball. And I know this is a really good way to do it using paint like this, but work with me here, people. Another thing I was going to mention here is the speed slider down here at the bottom. Let's make this line a little thicker. The speed slider down here. This is how you control how fast the pieces move. Now I'm going to say, as you move up, there is a yellow tick mark. Mine's not shown because I'm on full speed, but there's a yellow tick mark. And that's your minimum speed for your difficulty. As you go up, it'll slowly move up. So when you're respected, it might be here. When you're master, it might be here. When you're ultimate, it ranges from here to here. So as you go up in difficulty, you can only play so slow. So you can't play on the super slow, creepy crawly mode forever. It will go up. Moving on, back to controls. There is a 3 arrow limit, so you can only have 3 arrows placed at once. So you'll have one here, one here, one here. As soon as you place one here, the first arrow is going to go away. Whatever the oldest arrow is. So we're going to place 1, 2, 3, place 4, first one's gone. Place another one, this one's gone. Place another one, this one's gone. Your original 3 are now gone. So you get 3 arrows. The cannon, I have it numbered for you here. This is how they come out of the cannon. Or the barrel. The barrel. This is the barrel. So when it starts off, it's going to go off the top, then the right, then the bottom, then the left. May not be that relevant to you, but that's how the pieces come out. So top, right, bottom, left, and it rotates. Back to the top, back. It's not going to be a certain order every time. It's going to be completely random every single time. So you may get powder at the first one, you may get water here, cannonball here. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it ain't. Kind of part of the puzzle, and it's kind of how you learn to be flexible with it. My next topic, so if you fill a cannon incorrectly, so you do wad, powder, cannonball, so you mix up the first 2, you're going to have to use the water to clear it. I think I already went over that, but whatever, it's important to know. Another important thing, I'm going to switch to here, is to check check for cannonballs before you leave if you're on a pillage. You know, I'm not a Navy, so I can't check. But go to the hold, make sure they have cannonballs. You're gonna start playing the puzzle, and powder, and wad, and water bucket's gonna come out. But then you're not gonna get any cannonballs, and you may not notice this, which is gonna lead you to messing up because you did not notice that there's no cannonballs. So all of a sudden, you just went wad cannonball here, or wad powder here, and you never got cannonball. And you spent the whole time of this puzzle wasted because you never had a cannonball to finish it. So you can lose score that way. So it's important to keep note that to make sure that you actually do have cannonballs where you're at. You do not lose points for throwing pieces overboard. You do not lose cannonballs for throwing pieces overboard. If you throw a cannonball overboard, the ship does not lose a cannonball. So a lot of people used to say, if you throw pieces overboard, it decreases your score. No, it does not. But on that same note, I will say this. throwing pieces overboard means they're going to come back out of the barrel, which is going to, what I call, reintroduce chaos into the board at times. So keep that in mind when you're throwing pieces overboard, that it's going to bring more pieces back into the board, and it may mess you up. Another thing to note, the best way to practice is on the Navy, of course. You get a gun, you don't have to waste anybody's cannonballs, and you get as long as you want with leak points in between. It is definitely a lot easier to rank up on the Navy compared to a pillage. Is it impossible on a pillage? No, most certainly not. Is it impossible to get #1 gunning on a pillage? No, it is not, but it's very difficult. So if you're trying to get your stat up, trying to practice, obviously the Navy's going to be the way to go because you don't use real cannonballs. If you want a really long time to denav, I will show you this. If you have the mission, navigate with the Navy, kick your sailors off, stand here, wait for the ship to set sail, cancel mission, load your cannons. And that is like the best way to do it. Because the ship moves super slow. You get a long time. You can easily do double row cannoning loading if you're on ultimate, and it's a great way to do it. Oh my god, I skipped over this. So, how pieces bounce. Pieces will always bounce to the right. So, this first one, when it comes out of here, it's going to go up and bounce to the right, which will go this way. I guess I should say clockwise. They bounce in a clockwise, which it sounds weird because it's not rotating, right? But they do go clockwise, or to the right. So they go right. So when it hits this wall, it's going to go here. So when it hits here, it's going to try to go into this, but it's not going to be able to. So it's going to hit this and then go right again. So if you notice, it's going to hit this and then go right at this. So it'll go back up. It'll hit this, try to go right, which it can't. This is probably a bad example, right? Because based on what I said before, it'd go right into this and right back down, but it does not. When it hits this corner, it'll go this way. I don't really know how to describe this, like, to tell you well, but if it hits a corner like this, it's going to go out. Hit this corner, it's going to go out. Hit here, it's going to go right. Hit this, it goes back out. So, if you want to get real technical with it, the cannon will follow this path, this spot. This blue one will come out and go right, and then it will continue on this path. This one here will go purple. Third cannon, down here, this here, back here. Then it's suddenly on this red route that loops around, and then we'll do green for the number 4. We'll go here, and then all of a sudden it's going back on this path of insanity that loops like this. So that's gonna be my basic guide for gunning. I'm gonna do 3 more. I'm going to do an intermediate. This is going to be for people trying to get from respected to, well, let's say distinguished to master. And I'm going to do an expert one, or hard, if you will. And this is going to be from, let's say, renowned to legendary. And then my final one is going to be the ultimate / #1 push. So keep an eye out. I will have the other ones up soon if they're not already out. And thanks for watching.